Hello! Are you ready to go back to learning some basic structures for verbs in Spanish? In this case, we'll do cambiar, to change or to exchange, depending on the structure it's working on. The first one is cambiar de. After de, we need a noun. For example, cambiar de celular, cambiar de opinión. To change your phone, to change your opinion or your mind in English. Cambiar de is a personal process. For example, yo cambio de celular. I change my phone. But we can also cambiar a alguien de. In that case, we would force this person to move from to a different place or institution. For example, imagine that I have a kid and my kid is going to one school and I want to move them to another one. So I can say, yo cambio a mi hijo de escuela. In this case, yo, subject, cambio, subject conjugates the verb, a mi hijo. He is receiving the action directly. We can leave it like that, or we can replace him with an objeto directo pronoun, and the result would be, yo lo cambio de escuela. But that's not it. We can go further into these two examples, and the third structure would be that I don't want to move my kid to somewhere else, but I want to change something about him. So that something would receive the action directly, and him would receive the action indirectly. So, objeto directo, something, objeto indirecto, a mi hijo. For example, imagine that in this new school, they need new cell phones. Again with the cell phones. And my kid has an old cell phone. So, I can say, yo le cambio el celular a mi hijo. So, yo cambio el celular first. But we have le and a mi hijo because repetition is necessary. So, but a mi hijo equals to le. It's just the Spanish language being very generous, saying, hey, someone is coming here, so pay attention. So, yo le cambio el celular a mi hijo. We can leave it like that, just replacing a mi hijo with le. We can also drop a mi hijo if we have enough context and we don't want to repeat. For example, si yo le cambio el celular. And we've been talking for an hour about my kid. So we know that le refers to him. But we can also replace both pronouns, directo e indirecto. For example, and this would be, yo se lo cambio a mi hijo, opcional, because so far we know that we're talking about mi hijo. Yo sé, it's the evolution of le, because when we only have one pronoun replaced, or one object replaced by the pronoun, le stays without problem. But when we want to replace both, then le cannot stay as le or les with the objeto directo pronouns. So, yo sé lo, because we were talking about the phone, right? And celular o teléfono is masculine in Spanish. Masculine, singular in this case. So, yo se lo cambio a mi hijo. And this structure is cambiarle algo a alguien. Another structure, and it would be the fourth one, is cambiar algo por otra cosa. In this case, we don't have de, we don't have a anymore. We need por because what we want to express is exchanging one thing for another. For example, yo cambié mi iPhone 14 por un iPhone 15. Por is expressing that exchange. And so cambiar in this case works as to exchange. And the last structure I could think of, it is cambiar para. After para, we mostly use a verb because para expresses a goal, a purpose, an objective. And so the question is, what's your purpose? What do you want to do? So we, after para, express an action. My example is, yo cambio para mejorar la sociedad. However, it is very common in conversation or just to speak faster with shorter sentences when, again, we have enough context or we think that the other person can assume or idea, we can drop the verb. And this is what it's confusing for some students. And I can also say, yo cambio para la sociedad. Yo cambio para mejorar la sociedad. Yo cambio para la sociedad. And it is implied that you change or you become a better person for society. Our logic is that you wouldn't want to change in order to hurt society, right? You would want to change in order to improve society. So the brain automatically fills that gap with the verb, with action. And this is it for the basic structures for the verb cambiar. I hope you learned a lot and you enjoyed it as much as I did. The next video is going to be answering the questions I asked in some reels before this video. I'll see you there to echar el chismecito, to chat a little bit. Adios.